Early Friday morning, a UAV sent over 1,000 miles from Yemen struck Tel Aviv, killing one Israeli and injuring 10 others. On Saturday, the Israeli Air Force struck the Houthis in Yemen, sending a clear message that it is not okay to send suicide drones into Israel and kill civilians. The strike looked like this. Yeah, I think they got their point across. I'm Justin, and this is the Israel Guys. Welcome back to the show, guys. First off, make sure to subscribe wherever you're watching. Give us a follow. Also, hit the notification bell so you never miss any of the exciting content that we're putting out every single week. You probably saw on the news, but the Houthis in Yemen, they declared war on Israel. On Friday, they sent a suicide drone towards Israel. Somehow it evaded Israeli detection, their radar system. Somehow it got through that, avoided all detection, and it hit Tel Aviv.
On Friday morning, in one of these UAV attacks, the Houthis fired an Iranian explosive UAV from Yemen into Israeli territory. The UAV hit an apartment building in the center of Tel Aviv, near the U.S. Embassy branch office in the city.
The U.S. military says it intercepted 4 UAVs launched from Yemen towards Israel. So Israel, of course, responded to this attack. But what is interesting, this is actually the first time that Israel has responded to attacks from the Houthi rebels in particular. They've responded to Hezbollah attacks, Hamas attacks, of course, but this is the first time that they've responded to Houthi attacks. Around 200 UAVs and cruise missiles have been launched towards Israel and towards vessels sailing towards Israel in the Red Sea. Since October 7th, the Houthis have been priding themselves in taking over different sailing vessels, not just Israeli vessels, British vessels, French vessels, American vessels. They've been doing that. So this attack from Israel on Yemen, this is a very historic attack. IAF, Israeli Air Force fighter planes on Saturday afternoon, this from Arutz Sheva, struck 12 Houthi military targets near Yemen's Al-Hudaydah port. I'm sure I did not say that right. The IDF therefore raised the alert levels for the IAF and the Navy. Arab media reported that Israel conducted a series of strikes against oil refinery facilities, an energy plant, and additional targets near the port. The IDF stressed that these strikes were conducted as a response to the hundreds of attacks against Israel since October 7th. Yes, this was a self-defense move, a strike in response to this suicide drone from the Houthi rebels. Early Saturday morning, the Israeli cabinet, they met and they greenlit this operation to strike the Houthi terror group. The ministers, part of the meeting, they actually got like personal invitations, so no information would be leaked about the meeting. And for a while, the meeting was under a strict gag order. No one was allowed to talk about it, so no sensitive information would get out about it. The strike reportedly involved 12 Israeli aircraft, F-35 stealth fighter jets, F-15 fighters, reconnaissance aircraft, and refueling planes. The target was around 1,100 miles from Israel. Guys, we're going to get into different responses to this historic strike, also some more details about the strike. But first, we are living in incredible times when prophecies our parents and grandparents studied are coming alive before our eyes. Everyday prophecies are being fulfilled as Israel takes center stage. But to truly understand these events, you need a Bible that explains God's obsession with the land and people of Israel. That's why you need the Israel Bible. It's the only Bible translated directly from the original Hebrew into the accurate modern English, while retaining the soul of the ancient text. Inspiring verses are written in English transliteration so you can pronounce the holy language. It also has charts and maps to deepen your study. But what makes this Bible truly unique is the Israel-focused commentary on every single page, clarifying prophecies and explaining how current events tie into the final redemption. This is the Bible to guide you through the end times. Click the link in the description below to order the Israel Bible today. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to own the only Bible focused on God's relationship with the land of Israel. Just click the link in the description below to get your own copy of the Israel Bible today. The IDF spokesperson on Saturday night had this to say.
Israeli Air Force conducted precise strikes on Houthi military targets in Yemen. The military target was the El Khudaida port, used by the Houthis as a main supply route for the transfer of Iranian weapons from Iran to Yemen, like the UAV itself that was used in the attack on Friday morning. In the area of the port, the Israeli Air Force struck dual-use infrastructure used for terrorist activities, including energy infrastructures. Israel's necessary and proportionate strikes were carried out in order to stop the Houthi terror attacks.
A senior Israeli security official said yesterday, quote, "After the drone struck Tel Aviv, we understood that the entire region was watching us. Nasrallah in Beirut and Khamenei in Tehran. We needed to project strength across the region, even at the risk of further escalation. If we had done nothing, there would have been a price to pay. It is very likely that we will need to strike in Yemen again several times soon." He's absolutely right. The Middle Eastern culture, a lot of us in the West, in America, we don't understand that this is the Middle East culture, is to show strength. You're attacked by your enemies, you look absolutely weak if you just do nothing and, try to barter for peace or something. Israel is showing they're showing strength, great strength, in going and attacking these targets in Yemen, which is the Middle East culture, which they understand that they have to do, as the Israeli security official said, if we had done nothing, there would have been a price to pay. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, "From the beginning of the war, I made it clear that Israel would harm anyone who harms us. Accordingly, earlier today, I convened the security cabinet and asked it to support my proposal to attack the Houthi targets in Yemen." Hezbollah also came out and condemned the strike. "We think that this stupid step by the Zionist enemy is a sign of a new, dangerous phase in the confrontation at the level of the entire region." Stupid step by the Zionist enemy. I'm not sure if they know who they're messing with. On Sunday morning, Hezbollah, they launched rockets across the border, triggering sirens in the Upper Galilee communities of Baram, Dov, Avivim, and Yeraon. So maybe in response to this strike, not sure. But before, on Saturday, earlier in the day, Hezbollah had launched 40 rockets at northern Israel. 2 IDF soldiers were unfortunately injured on Saturday evening by a Hezbollah drone. And then the IDF on Saturday night, they struck targets in Lebanon in response, of course, as they always do, responding with strength. But then on Sunday morning, Hezbollah launched more rockets across the border into northern Israel. Meanwhile, according to JNS, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, he spoke overnight Saturday with Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant to reaffirm Washington's commitment to the Jewish state's security following the deadly Houthi attack on Tel Aviv and the IDF's response in Yemen. According to the Pentagon, Secretary Austin acknowledged Israel's action followed months of Houthi attacks against the state of Israel. The secretary reaffirmed the United States' ironclad commitment to Israel's security and Israel's right to self-defense. Very good statement by U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. Unfortunately, recently, the U.S. support of Israel, the U.S. government support of Israel hasn't seemed so ironclad. It's been a little shaky recently, but hopefully it will be ironclad in the future, and that the U.S. will be smart, do the right thing, and realize that Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East, their strongest ally in the Middle East, and that they need to respect them and allow them to do what they need to do in striking different terror targets and in taking out the enemy. Guys, in conclusion, continue to pray for Israel. They're going through very rough times, hard times, and they need your prayers. They need your support more than ever. Don't forget to pick up a copy of the Israel Bible today. Just click the link in the description below if you want to check that out. Guys, as always, stop listening to the lies and propaganda and connect with the truth of what is happening here in Israel. In a world that is filled with confusion, anti-God rhetoric, and wokeism, God still has a plan for his people. For those who believe in the Bible, God is enacting a redemptive plan, and it is centered in Jerusalem. Facing Jerusalem is a refreshing, easy to read guide to understanding Jerusalem's role for Christians. Banking on our nearly 20 years of serving here in Israel and filled with our personal stories of working in the Holy Land, this book is sure to inspire, challenge, and fill you with fresh zeal in your walk with God. Order Facing Jerusalem today at an exclusive special discount. Use promo code Jerusalem to receive 10% off of your order. It's time to experience revival in the Christian faith, and we believe that a key ingredient to that is spiritually and physically facing Jerusalem. Go to facingjerusalemthebook.com or just click the link in the description below to get your copy today.